a serious situation coming our way over the course of this weekend. We're looking at the potential of a whole lot of ice that could cause a whole lot of issues. And I want to make sure you're ready to go with it. So as we talk to you here on WFMY Plus, we're going to give you the lay of the land for everything you need to know about this winter storm. So thanks for being here with us. If you have any questions as we're going along and you're watching here on WFMY Plus, you can text us. The phone number to do that is 336-379-5775. That's 336-379-5775. So thanks for being here with us. We do want to get up to speed on all of the weather threats that are coming our way. And unfortunately, it's one of those times where I just really have a bad feeling about the weather ahead of this storm system. So a couple of things that we'll be tracking. Saturday night is when this starts. It starts out as a brief round of some sleet mixing with snow. It comes down pretty heavily. And like I said, it's starting around 6 p.m. Saturday, lasting probably all the way until around 9 p.m. Sunday. So we have a long window of precipitation, most of it falling as sleet for the first 12 hours of the storm, but the second 12 hours of the storm, that's when more of it is going to be coming down as that freezing rain. And that freezing rain is the ice that causes us all of those problems. It's like in the picture here where you see the branch coated in the ice. That's kind of what we're looking at going into Sunday. So icy travel is a concern because of the sleet and the freezing rain. Power outages will happen, I'm sorry to say, but a lot of us are going to lose power this weekend, and it's probably going to be out for several days. And then behind that, Arctic chill being a problem. Arctic chill being a problem going into next week. And when I say that, I mean we're getting down to like 5 degrees on Tuesday morning. You do need to take this seriously. I know I am. Got myself a bunch of supplies to last a couple of days. And then when it comes to after the storm, we're really going to have to talk about protecting the pipes and protecting your home. Now, when it comes to what type of storm this is, for most of the Carolinas, this is going to be an ice event. And so an ice event means an ice storm warning. An ice storm warning has been in effect for parts of the state, and that's what's going to be the case really throughout the rest of the weekend. So that darker shade of purple, it's not something you see very often. I believe it's been over 10 years since a lot of the Carolinas were under an ice storm warning. So we do get these storms in our Triad history. We've had them before. Many of you lived through 2002. This could be similar to that. We hope not, because that was god-awful. But this is the type of ice that can get you in trouble. And the amounts that we're looking at going into this weekend are pretty scary. We'll talk more about that in a second. First things first, when do you want to be where you're going to be? Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I think that's when we could start to see some snow moving into the area. So here's a look right now at the future radar. This would be for tomorrow afternoon. Again, noticing about 6 o'clock on Saturday here. Temperatures very cold in the teens and 20s. Our temperatures falling throughout the day tomorrow. We have this Arctic cold moving on in. So with that, you're looking at snow for maybe a couple of hours and then quickly changing over to sleet. So as we go into Saturday evening, that's when we start to see sleet coming down from the sky, accumulating on some of the roads, and we're having to deal with that slippery travel for the first time. So Saturday, pretty much you can do what you want to do during the daytime, but once it gets to sundown, once it gets to sunset, that's when you'll want to be where you're going to be throughout this event. Now, as far as Sunday morning, that's the big question here, is when do we switch over between sleet and freezing rain? That's the impact we're going to have to watch most carefully across our area. The longer we could stay sleet, the more we might be able to prolong that and prevent the heavy icing. But unfortunately, it looks like we're going to get about 12 hours of icing here from about 7 in the morning through about 7 in the evening. And that's going to be difficult for us to manage. And that's why we are expecting such a heavy impact from this storm. I really expect high levels of impact of ice, travel, all of those things. It's just going to be a horrible mess. A horrible mess, to be sure. And we're looking at power problems, travel problems. You know, you really could be stuck in your house for a long time with this. We're talking about several days. So none of this is really meant to scare you or anything like that, but it is something that we have to consider, and it is something that we have to plan for. It's just going to be a big mess, I have to say. It's just going to be a big mess. Our freezing rain risk is high. It is just high. There's no way around it. Across the state, it kind of depends on where you are, but unfortunately, we're in the zone here from Raleigh to Asheboro to Charlotte to Greensboro, all the way over to the foothills, that could see, and we hope not, but could see a half an inch or more of ice. And once you get to that level, it really is just catastrophic. It's the level of icing that causes a lot of trees and a lot of power lines to fall down. Again, we don't want it, but that's what we're expecting. A little farther to the north, that lighter shade of pink includes Reidsville, Mount Airy, Stokes County. You'll get a little more sleet at the beginning, a little more snow at the beginning, but a quarter of an inch of ice to a half an inch is possible for you. That's a lot to handle as well. And those things tend to cause power problems too. So really anyone in our area, anybody watching, you do have that risk. You do have that concern of seeing icing and power outages as well. So make sure that you're taking this seriously. I see some question in the chat here about Eden, North Carolina. I do think that you will have a good chance of having a lot of icing as well. So pretty much anybody watching this video right now, you're going to have the potential of having a lot of ice. Now, when it comes to sleet being a bit of an issue, these are things that we'll be watching very carefully on Saturday night into Sunday morning. You could see 2 to 3 inches of ice as a possibility from Winston-Salem to Reidsville to Mount Airy, 1 to 2 inches from Greensboro to Lexington. Those will be stuff that we look for. But the primary concern, of course, is the ice. The primary concern is the ice, not the sleet. That's kind of what we're watching more so. And as far as tomorrow's concerned, if you have any preps, last minute preps that you've got to get ready and you got to do, that's something that you can do really up through about 6 o'clock tomorrow. You don't need to wait forever to get that done. So I do think you still have time throughout the day tomorrow to get those things taken care of. And then on Sunday, you are just not leaving the house. You really shouldn't. Sunday should be a day of rest at home and just kind of hoping and praying to keep the lights on, because that's what we'll all be doing out there on your Thursday. One thing I wanted to mention behind the storm, it will get pretty windy on Monday. So even though the ice is, stopping, a lot of us will have some issues that linger going into that Monday as a concern. Winds could gust 20 to 30 miles per hour, so that'll be a secondary concern. The third concern is on Tuesday, and this is probably the one that worries me the most. We could see temperatures getting down to like 5 degrees Tuesday morning. If you don't have power, that's a bad situation. And so we're going to have to be creative about how we try and stay warm and keep ourselves safe and keep our homes safe at that point in time. Let's put the graphics full now, and you can kind of see our timeline for the winter storm. This is going to be Saturday into Saturday night. Like we said, it's dry most of the day, but then sleet moves in. Travel starts to get more difficult on Saturday night. So like we said, be getting home by around 6 o'clock. I think you'll be in much better shape at that point. And then Sunday, just stay home. It's an all-day stay home kind of a day. And then Sunday night, looking at the potential here of finally seeing that freezing rain come to an end. It's going to be a process. This is going to be a long-lasting storm. I'll run through the Futurecast one more time so you can see this timeline. It is not going to be a walk in the park. A lot of us will lose power, and then going into next week, just a whole bunch of issues. Like I said, those cold mornings are going to stick around. They are going to be with us. That's why our weather impact alert goes all the way through Tuesday morning, and then after that, it doesn't get all that much better. Temperatures will still be in the teens for quite a while, I'm sorry to say. So even those mornings by Thursday and Friday, I think we're going to have ice on the roads and a whole lot of problems. So it's going to be one of those weeks where we got to kind of look out for one another, be careful to, take care of each other, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your home, all of these things. We'll get through it. But it's been a while since we had a storm quite like this, I think. So let's make sure we're looking out for each other, and we're going to keep you covered throughout the weekend. We've seen this coming. We're ready for it here at the station, and we're going to keep you ready for it as well. So hourly cut-ins. We're still in preparation mode right now. Once we get into storm mode tomorrow, we'll have reporters joining me. We'll have reports from your neighborhoods and your hometown. So just keep it with us, WFMY Plus. Not through the storm, but after the storm as well. So thanks for being here. Tim Buckley with you. We'll be back again at 9 o'clock with another update.